So there you go. So you have to push like a little button that says you agree to be recorded. And then I'm going to share my screen with you. And we will get started. So I really like that quote you found, Della. Do you want to read it?
Sure. August is a time of growing up, of forgotten forevers, full of the sweetest intent. Mecca Boyle.
I thought that was really a nice quote because for me, maybe just because I've been self-employed in this business for, over 20 years, August is always a hard time business-wise, and it's always really hot. And, so I never think of August as August is always a stepping stone to let's get to September. Which, that's just me, but I like that. It is a sweet time. So here we go. All right, there you go, Della. You put all these things up there this time.
Oh, wow. Okay. I thought this was a different page, Linda. That's funny. All right. So, again, talking about August, breathe in the sweetness that hovers in August. Denise Levertov. So, August is named after Augustus Caesar. And if you didn't know, he was the grandnephew of Julius Caesar, which I definitely didn't know that. It is the last full month of summer, and it's said to be the hottest. We'll see. It is a month rich in spiritual symbolism and significance. It is about new beginnings, both mentally and spiritually. It is a month of strength and protection. It is a time to explore your inner vision and true inner self. August has a powerful, energetic shift, and it allows us to attune to the natural cycles of the earth. It is also a time of abundance and harvest. So all those plants we've planted earlier on, we should be reaping the harvest, especially the zucchini, which is growing out of my ears right now. August symbolizes the balance between action and reflection. And it is an intricate dance between the light and the shadow. And it is also a symbol of the enduring human spirit and striving for justice and peace.
So why do you think it is? Like I said, to me, August is always just okay, we got to get through August, or hey, we've got a vacation in August, kind of thing. But why is it so? Do you think it's because so many people are on vacation, so they actually have time to think about these things? Or, I mean, I know astrologically, and my buddy is here, my star sister, astrologically, August is insane. But I don't know if that's always the case in August. I mean, I'd have to actually go back and look. But yeah, doesn't it, Stephanie, doesn't it really feel like August is super intense? Or
yeah, it's intense. It's and it's just going to get intenser. Sorry.
intense.
But I think the time, like August is like right before, the big change of kids going back to school. So I think people are spending a lot more time. It's like, oh, we got to do this stuff, because end of the month, kids go back to school. So let's get our vacations in. Let's get our family time in. Let's do all of that kind of stuff. So, it is a big, big month. But I think it's also a time when it's like, hey, we've done, whether we've done anything or not done anything, hey, August, we know school is coming. So let's take some time to do stuff together and reflect on being together and being a family and having fun and spending that time together.
Yeah, whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or not.
It's funny because I think that is so ingrained, even if you don't have children in school, even, it's just ingrained in us. And we found in our family that particularly towards the end of August, all of us were really on edge. And it was because there was, in September, there was so many things in a row that happened year after year, like September 11th, the sniper was in September, there was like a hurricane, there was all these things. And so we found that the last couple of weeks in August, we were always just uneasy. And now, you know, reading this, I'm thinking, well, maybe it was that, but maybe it was also just, this is a natural cycle. This is what August represents. I will say today, when I sent out the email to everybody inviting them to come, I was shocked at some of the responses I got, where people are just having out of the blue things happen to them, both good and bad. So it is an extremely intense time.
So like in July, August is linked to the sun and the fire energy. And it's said that the sun is at its peak during August, which I always thought July was always the hottest time, but that doesn't mean that I guess at its peak doesn't necessarily mean it's the hottest. It's just at its peak power. August is associated with confidence, vitality, and illumination. It's a time to embrace your inner fire, your passion, and your radiance. It's also a time to think about trying to let go of those things that don't serve you so that you can get ready for the next journey and the next phase of your life, the next season. And August also encourages us to bask in the achievements and joy of the present while preparing for the introspection and renewal that is coming season's promise. So that's the fall.
Yeah, because we're coming into it.
Yep.
So I put these up today, so hopefully some of you had a chance to look at. I know some of you already commented on Facebook, but I'm not sure that other people saw it. So if you wouldn't mind, decide which image is speaking to you. And yes, you could put it right in the chat, or if you don't want to put it in the chat, then you can just say it out loud. Since we're a small group, it's okay.
Linda, is this the sun like exploding?
It's what you see in it.
One of those ink blots. We're not judging you though.
We would never do that.
No, well, I didn't pick it. I was just trying to figure out what it was.
Right.
Oh,
You know, I had a really hard time picking on this one. Like the lion jumped out at me, but then I also kept getting pulled by another picture. So it was just kind of like really, I was just like, I don't want to pick one.
Yeah. What's the other picture? What's the other one?
The winter one.
Yeah.
that was my second one too, Rachel.
Yeah. Yeah, I keep being drawn to that eye. And I thought it was interesting because all the people that had picked one, and I actually know what they mean, but I can't remember what they mean. It's so silly. You know, I did this a couple of days ago and then I can't remember. And I keep going, that eye for some reason is drawing me. So the sunspot, yeah. I think what I searched was solar flare, because, you know, solar flares have been really, really interesting lately. So, all right, we've got Linda says the flower, and Della says the starfish, and Stephanie says the sunspot, and Rachel says the lion. So let's see what we got. All right, so the flower for you, Linda. It's a bittersweet time for you. You are working on appreciating the beauty around you, but your heart is still missing some beauty from the past. It's okay. Breathe deep and allow all things to emerge so you can heal. And I feel like this is a big deal for a lot of people right now. Chiron just went retrograde. And again, I've been hearing from people that are having trouble, really kind of struggling with grief and, you know, moving on from old situations. So does that resonate with you at all? Or
It does.
yeah. All right. So the starfish, don't shoot the messenger. You are buried under details and doing too much. I keep yelling at you. While you are capable of accomplishing more than most, you are starting to lose yourself in the murkiness of life. Let someone else help. And I promise I didn't make it up. Well, I did make it up, but I didn't know it was going to go to you, Della.
You didn't know I was going to pick the starfish.
I know. I'm not going to ask you if that resonates.
You don't have to.
I,
You already know.
I do know. I do know. So, Rachel, the lion, you are a leader in search of a tribe. Use your gut wisdom to decide whether you have found that tribe or is it time to keep looking. You are meant for much more than you think. Courage. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry, right? And so the winter one, it's time for a cooling off period. Something, or these might go together for you, Rachel. Something or someone has pushed all your buttons and you need to back away and breathe before taking your next step. Maybe it's vacation time. Does that make sense? So Stephanie, oh my. Keep burying all that anger and you will erupt, and probably in the wrong direction. Learn to state your needs in a firm but friendly manner. It's okay not to be okay. You need to release it somehow. Maybe more cardio will help.
I already do cardio.
Maybe more. All right, well, maybe you need to let it out, let it go. And so the I, balance is the key. Nothing is all black or white or brown or green. Look to accepting all shades and nuances and you will find your peace. So I don't know what that means, but I'm just gonna let it go. All right, so here is August.
All right. So our spirit animal is the starfish. The flower is the gladiola. How do you say that? Gladiola. Is it gladiola or is it with an S?
I've always
Gladiola.
said gladiola.
Me too. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Traditional moon is the sturgeon. The Celtic moon is hazel. The color is indigo. The gemstone is peridot. The archangel, Linda.
Jophiel, and it's
Jophiel.
peridot.
Peridot. See, there you go. Peridot and Jophiel. Okay. And the astrological sign is Leo the lion.
Yeah. And so I had said in the email that I sent to everybody today, we next month are going to begin a new segment. And one of the new segments is astrology. That's why Miss Stephanie is here. And we're going to start to have a little bit more every single month because, you know, we've been doing the Astro TriCast and we've been not good about keeping it up all the time. So we will always have every month a little bit in healing space, but yes. So we're going to talk about Leo today. So before we get going though, we do have, you know, there is the pagan wheel that we talk about, and August holds Lamas. Probably Rachel can say this better. But it's also known as Lunasat. It's actually known as Loaf Mass Day, and it's a Christian holiday that, of course, has pagan roots. It's still celebrated in lots of English-speaking countries, and it comes on the 4th of August. The name originates from the word loaf and mass in reference to the Eucharist. In Celtic mythology, Lammas is associated with the god Lu, which is why it's also called Lunasad or Lunasad, who is a deity or ascended master representing skill, craftsmanship, and the sun. And you can look him up. He's got an interesting, he's in the Ascended Masters deck, those of you that have that. He had an ultimate sacrifice to ensure the land's prosperity during this season. So if you want to celebrate this, if you want to kind of tie in with ancestors that celebrated this, the best thing you can do is bake a loaf of bread, maybe a cake or some muffins. Probably not Linda, but
No, but if somebody has extra zucchini. Zucchini bread would be awesome.
there you go. Well, Della, you got to come up to Maryland because Della's got all the zucchini.
I sure do.
So,
Be right up.
and so when you make this, the bread, or whatever it is, you want to make sure that you are giving gratitude for everything you've been given this year, which I think sounds like a pretty neat idea. And so there we go.
All right, so indigo. So indigo, it has a calmness of the color blue, but the energy of the color red. And according to colorpsychology.org, indigo is a color that is related to devotion and helping others. It suggests fairness and impartiality, and has a deep quality that transmits wisdom and authority. So it symbolizes devotion and justice, creativity, dignity, wisdom. Oh, I do have it on here. Indigo is the color of integrity, imagination, intuition. It's associated with structure and knowledge and kindness, authority, spirituality, and mystery. It is an insightful color. It's serene and introspective. And it is also considered the color of the midnight sky. And Linda put it on here. I had it in my notes, but I know I didn't put that it was connected with the third eye chakra. I had it in my notes, didn't put it on the slide. But thanks, Linda.
Della, my love, you did put it on the slide.
Did?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you did.
That's funny.
It's been a long
Ooh.
summer, hasn't it?
That's
I
so
love
funny.
indigo. How many love indigo? I think indigo is a great color.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole indigo children thing. I know. Rachel has her indigo child. It's that whole indigo is just so deep. Has anybody ever seen an indigo bunting? The bird? Oh, like it is the most beautiful bird you're ever going to want to see. And it is that color, that,
Oh,
but it's got like pinks and stuff like that going through it. It's about the size of a little less than a robin. But look, I mean, they're in Maryland. They're
oh.
probably in Florida also. So keep your eyes open. All right, so the starfish. So the big deal about starfish is that, you know, if their arm gets ripped off, they can grow a new arm. And so their symmetry and their ability to regenerate can represent the interconnectedness of all things in nature and can serve as a reminder to seek balance in our lives. They live in, I don't even know, the intertidal zone. I have seen, the only places I've ever seen starfish is in South Carolina. I've never seen on all the beaches from Maryland to North Carolina, and I've seen them in South Carolina and I've seen them in Oregon. And in Oregon, they look very, very different. They're very colorful. Has anybody seen the starfish in Oregon? No? I mean, they live in like little tidal pools and they are just gorgeous. They're pink and blue and they're nothing like what the starfish on the East Coast are like. In the Bible, stars and starfish are considered really important celestial symbols representing infinite divine love. They can also represent divine guidance. They can represent the ability to crack open tough situations through persistent prayer. And I'm sure everybody is familiar with the story of the little boy who found all these starfish that had washed ashore and started trying to throw them back in, which Barry and I, when we were in South Carolina, had a very similar experience. We saw a whole bunch of starfish on the ground and we were like, we have to get them back in the water. And we started picking them up and throwing them in. Unfortunately, I don't think they were alive. But an old man sort of mocked him and said, why are you doing this? You know, you're never going to be able to save these starfish, and it's not going to make any difference. And the boy picked up the starfish and said, well, I made a difference to that one that he saved. So, I mean, it's starfish are not something I think, or at least in my world, I don't really ever think about starfish. But there is something breathtaking about them. Have you guys ever seen a real starfish?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they have them in Florida, Linda?
I don't know, because I've lived here for a year and I haven't made it to the beach yet. I know. But I've been in enough aquarium shops, like the ones that have salt water, and they have plenty of starfish, and they have seahorses, and they have all that in a lot of the aquarium stores. So I've seen them there. But yeah, my goal for next year is to make it to the beach, but not in August. It's too hot.
Yeah, it is hot. But it's hotter in Maryland, I think, than it's been anywhere else, like lately. So the peridot.
The peridot. So Egyptians called it the gem of the sun. They also believed that it could guard against nightmares. So I think I read that they can, well, I don't know if I read it or somewhere I saw it's like that, since it guard against nightmares, that you can put it on your pillow or something like that to help with that. It represents wealth and financial success. It is believed to protect against evil spirits. It is also known as the stone of compassion. It's believed to bring good health and restful sleep. Another good reason to put it on your pillow. It brings peace to relationships by balancing emotions and mind. It inspires eloquence and creativity, brings delight and good cheer. And the Middle-aged believed the peridot had positive healing properties. So.
Peridot is one of the few stones that I've never, ever seen raw. I've only ever seen polished. So my mother is born in August, and so my father would always buy her a peridot. That's why I know how to say it. Next month, like we said, this August is the last of our year series. So next month, we will begin to do crystals instead of the birthstones, instead of the gemstones. And Heather Deary is kind of being my liaison up in Maryland with crystals. She has all of my crystals right now. So when we talk about crystals, we'll be actually able to say, and we have these. So, and we're hoping to, I'm hoping to get to go to my wholesaler and buy more crystals because it's been a long time. But so next month we'll begin that series.
And I can tell you that peridot is very expensive.
It is. It is.
Very. I have a couple little crumbs that I paid too much for.
Yeah.
Very expensive stone.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I have, I think just one teensy weensy tiny one that I put on a bloodstone. It's a pendant that has a bloodstone, which is March. And then there's little tiny peridot that I bought for healing relationships. So the Celtic moon this month is the hazel moon. And again, this is probably the last of this part of this series, because if you go back and, those of you that have come to all of them, you have access to the whole year recording. So you'll be able to go, now, what was that moon again? What are we doing right now? So the hazel moon gives us a chance to connect with your inner reserves of wisdom and intuition. So it was interesting to me when the first couple of slides that Della did, all the things she said went right in line with the messages of the hazel moon, of the starfish, even of the angel of the month. It's like, this is what we're really focusing on right now. study of all kinds is blessed during the hazel moon. So using ancient knowledge is most effective now. This is a time to learn to read tarot cards because the magic of this time will help enhance your memory and your psychic powers. So if you've been wanting to learn tarot or, get a little bit better at trusting yourself, August is the time to do it. And I believe it actually is all of August, pretty much. It starts on the 5th and goes to September 2nd. If you can find a hazel tree, I don't know if they're they grow in zones 4 to 8. And I think in Florida, I think that's zone 9, I'm not sure. But if you can, yeah. So if you can find a hazel tree, I know that there is one in Bowie on the grounds of the Bel Air Annex. So go get a hazel tree, steal a branch from it, and then you can use it to do I always say it wrong, divining water and to find earth energy. So if you're looking for water, this is the way that you can play with it. The wood is very pliant and supple, and it's immediately responsive to subtle energy vibrations and environmental change. So you can even take that rod and walk around to your family and go, oh, well, your energy goes like this, but wait, your energy, I mean, it's just if you're bored in August, something you can do. Hazelnuts are a magical fertility charm. So if you know somebody who's trying to get pregnant, give them some hazelnuts. They're also a sign of good luck. So if you find 2 hazelnuts in the same shell, you eat one and throw the other over your left shoulder like salt to make your wish come true. I mean, good luck trying to find that though. The hazel moon time is an excellent time to begin a class, keep a journal, and feed your mind by reading an inspirational quote every day. Does anybody do that? Do you find an inspirational quote every day to kind of mull on?
On Facebook.
Yeah, Rachel does. Yeah. I've been picking cards every single day, trying to kind of get my head back together after this tumultuous year. And I had a quote today that really struck me. I ended up blogging about it, but it said, "The deepest roots are created by the strongest winds." The deepest roots are created by the strongest winds. And I thought, wow, that just really stuck with me all day long, and the message of the card was, you really should probably take a look at all the stuff that the card was the wounded healer. All of your wounds, really think about what you learned from each one of them. And I thought that was a really powerful message. So this is a good time to sort of focus on that kind of thing. If there's a quote, even if it's one that's just in your wheelhouse, but sort of start looking for them because you will find yourself inspired. They also say, if you have a hazel stick, you can draw a circle around your bed to keep the nightmares away. I don't know if anybody's having nightmares. I was talking with Anu today, and both of us were saying the dreams have been just epic. You too, Rachel? I mean, just epic. Like I was looking, how we have these silly apps on our watch. Like my dream time is just crazy. And it's been like that for the last couple of days. I don't know if we're in a new moon or full moon because, I don't know. What are we, Stephanie? Are we
about to hit the new moon?
okay? Well, maybe that's it.
Today's the new moon.
What is the new moon in? What are we in, Leo?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You can see that I'm just out of touch, right? It's because we haven't done the astro forecast.
All right, so aromatherapy for August. So we have our blends. We're going to do a confidence blend, summer morning air, and summer nights. So Rachel, you can do 2 out of the 3. So our confidence has grapefruit, lavender, rosemary, and peppermint.
Although I don't think, Rachel, you can't do grapefruit either, can you?
I can do grapefruit. I can't, it's just orange. All other
Just
citrus
orange.
are fine. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Like
So, yeah.
tangerine, probably not good, but because it's orange, but grapefruit's fine.
All right, no summer nights for you.
No
No.
summer nights, because that's double. That has
Double
bergamot
orange.
and orange. So
Double
definitely
orange.
not.
Yeah.
So summer morning is lemon, lime, tea tree, and lavender. And the summer
Mm.
nights is the bergamot, the orange, which are very similar. They both have that orangey citrus scent, and lavender and lemon. So could be. It could be. Rachel says she bets that that's what they had on the hotel sheets that broke her out.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Did, so Della, have you done the summer morning air? I'm curious how that tea tree would be. Like, that feels like that would be really overwhelming.
Well, not for me, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I do all of them. Now, here's the funny thing. So typically I'll put like one drop of each one in something and then kind of add to it from there. But no, it didn't. The tea tree, I guess because the lemon and the lime, it may have, because there's more lemon and lime, it's more citrus than the tea tree. It may have balanced it out somewhat. Okay. Rachel said she's
Interesting.
excited to try the confidence. Yeah, no, it balanced it out for me. I didn't think the tea tree was overpowering at all.
Yeah.
But then I like tea tree.
Yeah. I'll trust you. I mean, there was another blend you did a couple months ago that I was like, oh, but and then I started using it. I was like, this was the greatest blend ever. So we'll try it.
That's funny.
All right, so Leo, the lion. So part of what we're going to do astrologically every month, we're still working on, Stephanie and I, but I think it is interesting to know, you're probably hearing this is Leo season. And so to know kind of what that means, even though if you're not a Leo, it doesn't mean you're not affected by their season. Leo is all about the sun and fire. Think about all the things that we've already sort of talked about, what August is about. And you're going to find those correlations as we go on. So their element is fire. They are leaders. They are fixed qualities. And we'll talk a little bit about that next month. Their ruler is the sun, and they are guided by intuition. Leo's color gold is how you, and of course they are. I mean, if you guys know any Leos, they are the most extravagant, theatrical, passionate. You're just they are bigger than life. Think about the Leo King. I mean, Lord have mercy, the Leo King. Like, is there anything bigger than him? Tiger, if you want to, give a gift to a Leo, give them a tiger's eye, yellow topaz, not supposed to say ruby, or amber. They rule the heart, back, and spine. And so, like I said, even if you're not a Leo, you may find during their season that that's where you're having some difficulty. So if you're having some back pain or something like that, it's because of them daggone Leos. So just kind of keep an eye out, do a little bit more yoga. Their plants are the sunflower, the chamomile, and lavender. The trees are holly and hazel, which last month the tree was holly. This month the tree is hazel. And so since that's Leo season, they are drawn to scorpions, Capricorns, and other Leos, which my Capricorn girl there, do you find yourself pursued by Leos a lot, or?
Nah.
You run, right? You run.
Right.
And their motto is, I create. I create. And so the couple of Leos that you guys probably do know, Anu is a Leo, You know, and Anu is very, she can be, we used to call her the queen when she was doing yoga. You know, she would walk down the aisles of yoga students and go, you do this and you do this. I mean, it's just it's very interesting to see how people are like their signs. I don't know if we had any other Leos at Imagine. I knew might have been the only one.
Dominique is a Leo.
Who is?
Dominique.
Oh, Dominique. That's interesting. That's why she wanted to be a performer. A lot of Leos are performers.
My
So
son
there's-
is a Leo.
Who is?
My son David, my oldest one.
Okay, that makes sense also.
That's all he does is perform. So yeah, this really fits him.
Yeah, it's very interesting. You know, I have a friend that refuses to have anything to do with astrology. She thinks it's all ridiculous. She's an engineer. I mean, what do you expect? And, you know, she's also a Taurus. I mean, go figure. What? But yeah, you know, there is a correlation to that. The thing to know about Leos is that they will stand up for underdogs and they're very gifted with natural talents and abilities. They strive to be the best at what they do. So, speaking of Leo the Lion, Lionsgate is 88. And this year it's actually an 888 because 2024 turns into 8 if you add them all together. So it's an 888. So it's very auspicious. I will be doing a class on it. I don't know that it will be live. It may just be a YouTube class. I'll let you know. But don't miss it because you want to make the grid that goes along with the Lionsgate. It's a portal to prosperity and everything that you need. So don't miss that. Here we go.
All right. So for August, kind of almost wrapping up, I guess, a little bit of this, how we do the self-care space. I just put together a way for you to create a self-care kit. So it'll include all different kind of things. You don't have to have everything, you know, and you can kind of just, these are just kind of ideas of things that you can put in it. But of course, you know, if you do create one, put whatever you want in it that works for you. But just some ideas, things to soothe your senses, your sense of smell, you know, some aromatherapy. So, you know, maybe one of the blends that was mentioned before, or even if it's just your favorite essential oil, or some incense or scented candles. For your hearing, some relaxing music, maybe nature sounds. For your taste, some flavored water, tea, some healthy snacks. For your sight, tea lights or a salt lamp. To calm your mind, a book to listen or read, or perhaps a journal or some affirmations. To calm your energy, maybe stress balls or some fidgets, or maybe you can do some exercise, some yoga, stretch, or even walk. And things to get comfortable, comfy socks and crystals. So, you know, you can get a box or something and put some of these things in it. So when you feel like, you know, I just need some time to take for myself, to care just for me, that you can have these things like already together and you can go off by yourself and just kind of set up and just take a few minutes to just care for yourself. Take a little bit of time away from the hustle and bustle of the day or your family or your work or whatever it is, just to take a few minutes for yourself, to bring yourself back to yourself, you know? So it's just something to have that quick at hand to say, I just need a few minutes, run in my bathroom and I'm just gonna take a few minutes and light a candle and put on some music and dim the lights, and I'll listen to a book or listen to some music, or I'll journal, you know, or I'll stretch, put on some good socks and just care for yourself.
It's a really good idea because, you know, when we're super duper stressed, the idea of trying to figure out what we want to do It's just another stress. So,
Exactly.
you know, to be able to have like, you know, just to get a nice box. There's like, you know, you get those pretty boxes at Michael's and stuff like that, and just fill it with a bunch of stuff. And
Yep.
when you're feeling that overwhelm, you know, just take that box, go hide in your bathroom, or you go in your backyard, someplace that nobody will look for you, and open it up and go, well, what do I want today? And
Yep.
if you have different things to choose from, your heart will pick what you need. I think that's a great idea, Della. All right, so let's talk about Jophiel. So Jophiel governs Saturn, which is in retrograde, by the way. We have a whole bunch of planets in retrograde right now. Stephanie and I are going to try desperately to do something the week of the 12th through the 16th to kind of let you guys know what is going on. But yeah, I think we have what, Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, Chiron. I think Jupiter's about to go offline. But Saturn is a biggie. So those of you that work, Saturn is about work. So you're probably feeling some of that, or your tasks. You know, it doesn't have to be a job that you get paid for. It's hard work. Jophiel means beauty of God. He is one of 7 archangels who stand in the presence of God. He is the patron of artists, bringing illumination and inspiration to those who seek to create beauty in the world. So Jophiel was the angel that stood at the gates of the Garden of Eden and sent Adam and Eve out of them, and then he blocked the path with his flaming sword. And so when you see pictures of him, he almost always has a flaming sword. He also, though, you know, they say he is known for forcing them to adapt to the wilderness. But the truth is, you know, angels are benevolent beings, you know, so he didn't like force them, he helped them, but it's kind of like a tough love situation, which, you know, Saturn is tough love. Like I said, Saturn's about hard work. And if you know the story of Saturn, I'm not going to go into it, but it's just scary. It involves eating children and, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's not pretty. So this is not, you're like, oh, Archangel Raphael, who's all about healing. This is, dude, you need to get yourself together. But he's a great angel to call for fighting pollution, for environmental issues, for being inspired how to do things creatively. So it's not just fighting, it's how to be creative in your wisdom. So if you're feeling like that's something that you're looking for, you can create a Jophiel altar. You would want things that are black and brown, which are his colors and the colors of Saturn. You need 3 white candles. 3 is the number of Saturn, and it's considered magical. So you're going to light those candles. You're going to find images like the tree of life, the tree of knowledge, any type of art about nature or something that represents the environment. And if you have myrrh oil, you might drop them on the pictures. So I'm assuming you're not going to have like true art. You're just going to pick something out of a magazine, so you can go ahead and ruin it by putting those oils on it. If you don't want to ruin it, then, you know, just put it in a bowl there. And then you're going to ask for illumination. So when I was doing some research about this, one of the problems that we have down at the beach, and at a lot of beaches, is the sea turtles, you know, try to come up and lay their eggs. And there's problems because people dig huge holes, and the sea turtles get stuck in them, or there's too much light. So when the turtles hatch, they don't know which way is the beach. You know, they're looking for the illumination of the waves, the moon, in the waves, but there's so much light pollution on the shore that they have a hard time. And so there's always a big campaign going on down here. And I thought, oh, I know what I'm going to call Jophiel for. I'm going to make a grid and call him in to protect these sea turtles, because people just don't seem to get it, even though I feel like they've done a really good job down here of educating people. So if you have a situation like that in your neighborhood, you know, you might want to set up this altar, or if you need something, you need some creativity or some inspiration, this is the guy you're going to call. Can you guys think of any reason why you would need him, or shall I just move on? Oh, not your angel, huh? It looked like Stephanie was going to say something. That's why I asked the question.
Oh, I thought she was too. That was funny because I thought
I
she
know
was
you
too.
saw it.
I
was like,
did.
Stephanie's got something she could be
Sorry, I
angry
had nothing to
about.
say. Oh.
All right. So our mudras for this month are the Shuni mudra, which is to improve your intuition, alertness, sensory powers. And the way you do it is you touch the tip of your middle finger to the tip of your thumb, keeping your other finger straight. And you can rest that on your thighs or on your knees. And for this month, I think I like the next one, which is the Varahapradama mudra. Hopefully I said that right. I tried to practice it. And it is the mudra of unshakable self-confidence.
Nice.
And you interlace your fingers, place them in front of your chest. You can do this while walking around, standing up, or seated. So just pick one, whichever one seems to speak to you at the moment, and just try it out and see how it feels for you.
I think that felt really calming, really calming. I feel like you sort of do this naturally, you know, like a lot of times, some of these mudras, they're just natural for us.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to get ready to go into meditation. But before we do, like I said, I got some emails today that a lot of our Reiki family is going through some very difficult times. One of our sisters lost their husband yesterday after a 3-week hospitalization. You know, another is going through some health issues. And I do feel like a lot of this has to do with Chiron going retrograde. I'm sort of feeling that myself. So I would love for us to take a moment and just activate our Reiki, so we can include them in this meditation. This meditation is going to be for healing. And so we're going to call in some blessings. So I invite you to get comfortable. You know, you're welcome to lie down. You can put your feet up. And you can just join me in whatever way feels right to you. And I call upon Dr. Yasui. and all the Reiki guides and masters that have gone before us. I call upon the archangels to surround us and to surround our Reiki family, surround our imagined families, surround our families, all that we love. I call upon the ascended masters and the enlightened beings to guide us with their wisdom and their strength. I call upon Kuan Yin, Mother Mary, Avakalita Shavara, to bring us your compassion and allow us to show that compassion and hold space for those who are suffering. I ask that even though we are separated physically, that we remain connected. All of us with hearts, all of us with gentle spirits, to hold each and every one of us close. Keep us safe. Keep us filled with loving kindness. And as times get more volatile, as things progress, help us to understand that ultimately we all want the same thing, which is peace, love, and comfort. In the name of all that is holy and sacred and filled with light. Amen.
All right. So we're going to be doing a deep healing meditation tonight. So if you haven't already, go ahead and let your body settle into a comfortable position. Whether it's seated, lying down, like Linda said, with your feet up. Just let yourself move around a little bit and release any tension or pain. Just relax and drop even further into your comfortable position. When you found that sweet spot that you know so well, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, release and relax. Listen to your breathing. Hear the soft hums of the air going in and out of your nose. Feel your chest and belly expanding and contracting. Feel your body getting heavier with every breath out. Just breathe. Maybe there are parts of you that are hurting. Maybe your external or internal body is feeling weak or in pain. Perhaps your mind is holding things that are heavy. Maybe a part of your soul feels unsettled. There may even be deep pain hiding inside of you. It's all okay. We all feel a little broken sometimes. These moments cannot dim your light. In fact, they make your light even brighter. And your light is what is here to heal you. So let yourself relax a little bit more. Imagine that your body is easing into a warm pool of water. See yourself comfortably floating in this quiet, still pool. Feel the gentle tickle of water on the sides of your face and the crown of your head. Let your arms relax into the water, letting them naturally spread and release. Let your stomach, back, and chest surrender to the buoyancy of the water. Let your legs open and your feet fall to the sides as you surrender yourself to the water. You can feel the warm water soothe you, relax you, and as it does, you begin to feel a soft hum coming from the water. You see it glowing with a soft blue light. Feel the blue light embrace you through the water. Invite this blue light to take away the pain, the worries, and the brokenness. See yourself lying in this pool, glowing with soft blue light, releasing the heaviness and letting yourself be healed as you breathe. Feel the warmth on your head as the healing blue light touches it. And then on your eyes, your cheeks, your mouth, your neck, and let it heal you. Feel the healing blue light touch your shoulders, your chest, your arms and hands, your stomach, and your hips. Breathe in this soft blue light and feel the warmth heal you. Feel it in your legs, your feet, and your toes. Imagine yourself covered completely in this soft, healing blue light. Let its warm glow release all the pain, the emotions, the past, the brokenness. Leave it here, the glowing blue light of the water. It's here to heal you. Let it all go. Let the soft blue light of the water all around you completely heal you. As the soft blue light continues to heal you, see if any of these affirmations resonate with you and further aid in your healing. I radiate peace and happiness. Today, I will be my most confident self. There are no obstacles I cannot overcome. My life is one I am proud of. My life is filled with a reason to smile every day. My possibilities are endless. Failure is an opportunity to learn and grow. Everything I learned today will help me grow. Take a deep breath in and let it out. See yourself rising from the healing waters while maintaining a sense of peace, calm, and healing. And when you are ready, gently open your eyes. Namaste. Linda, you're muted.
That's why nobody was answering me.
That's why.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. I thought that was beautiful. So next month, we're going to change this format a little bit. I mean, we'll stick with the same thing, but we're going to add some some exciting new things. And as always, we are happy to hear any suggestions that anybody has or any additions that they would like to see. And it's been wonderful seeing you guys, especially you, Miss Rachel and Linda and Stephanie, and looks like Leslie just came in. We'll send her the recording. So
That'd be great. I was working.
oh, well, glad you made it for the tail end. So, all
Yes.
right, guys, have a wonderful evening, and I'll be sending out the recording and the slides and all of that. And try to hold each other close because August is going to be tumultuous. And so know that I'll have you guys on my grid, and hopefully you'll have me on yours. So have a good night.
Good night.
Thank you very
Bye-bye.
much.
Night.
Night, good night.
Bye.